Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will talk about another topic of the North Indian classical music, and this is about Pakar and Chalan. Pakar and Chalan. Pakar is a very cool, these both, they are really nice, concepts, or it's about like outlining a raga in the shortest amount of time with the least notes. You can say so, like a very economic, like an essence of the rag, and that's also the pakar also can be like a very short phrase, which is always played in many ways, or you can always come back to reconfirm the raga. So like a phrase which is really like the essence of the raga. So like in Desh, I think it would be like something like really this kind of a thing. I think this would already not completely, of course, like Pakar. Pakar doesn't have to be like a complete, has to show all the notes which are in a rag, but like a very typical characteristic phrase. Of course, it can show every note, but if it's a bit more longer, the whole thing, so a more elaborate, complete sketch of the raga, this is called actually Chalan. Yeah, so if you take like more movements and you connect them in a more even more elaborate sketch. That's more a complete picture of the raga. But be careful, it's not, to really understand a raga, you need much more than just this essence, you have to understand how that is really like the whole thing is working, and that's also the reason why you normally have to learn like many compositions, learning by heart, and to and play, so you get a really complete picture of a raga, and it's actually, it never is finished. You can always proceed. Okay, but I just these two concepts, Pakar and Chalan, actually kind of the same thing. Pakar, as I said, more like a phrase, more like a really like very short thing, and Chalan, a more longer elaboration of a pakar, or like a small condensed version of a complete raga, you can say. These are really interesting concepts, and I just show you like one Chalan I learned from my teacher Ranajit Sengupta in India for Desh. So it's like again. Yeah, in this one you really have all the notes. Yeah. Sorry. And then. Yeah, and you see like the D is moving down to the B, and the D sharp is moving up to E, and also you rest, like in the first, in the start, you rest here. That's the Vadi note, the most important note. You show that, and then later on you go to the Samvadi note. Yeah, you approach that note, but then you stay there. So that's also important note. And then at the end, you resolve it to Sa, because Sa is like that's actually the very most important note, you can say, where you really resolve. It's real resolution, real home base. So that's the most important thing. But it's of course not important at all when you improvise to show the characteristic quality of the raga, because the Sa is there anyway every time. So also in the tambura it's also played, of course. So the other notes really make the character of the raga. But of course, maybe sometimes how you approach the Sa is of course like different. But then, yeah, the same thing. I'm talking a lot here, but maybe you already got it. Okay, so this concept, how I think about that, and what I like very much about this idea is to find out a Pakar or Chalan yourself. You know, to think about a certain scale. Like for example, let's take Phrygian, E Phrygian. Yeah, and think about what is the most musical way I can and the most musical and the most economic, like very few notes which really make this Phrygian mood, sound, scale, mode clear. So of course it would be like very much the minor second. Yeah, but how am I approaching that? For example, I can do. That's already a lot of information. I show G is not that important as F, and I rest on F and create this tension. Just two notes in that way. I would say this is already like some kind of a Pakar, actually. Yeah. So, for example, I go there. Okay, I just composed that actually. Now, that's a good example how you can really give the mood and the basic movements which are really characteristic, and the basic notes which are really characteristic for this Phrygian mood. And of course you can rest on other notes, you can approach different notes and then create a different mood, of course. So and that's all these things you show in the Chalan or in the Pakar. Yeah, that's the idea, to really have a condensed version, a kind of an essence you always also can refer to, and also you also when you improvise in that raga, in that scale, you can always come back to this phrase, to this essence, to resettle in that scale, in that raga, in that mode, in that mood. That's all. In a way, it's all the same. So in the Pakar or in the Chalan, you really show a lot of things. You have this arohan and avarohan, this upward and downward motion. You have to somehow respect that, and you have to show the vadi note, maybe also the some vadi note, and you show which other notes are maybe just more hidden, or where you can maybe rest a bit longer, and how you maybe as a characteristic feature, melodic way, you approach a certain note. So these are actually quite a lot of informations. And of course, when you have the Chalan, you also have to make sure that you show all the notes which are in the raga. And this Chalan is a bit more loose. Every musician has a own Chalan, and especially it's also kind of an improvised form, because it's not like no musician, like a professional master musician would play always exactly the same Chalan. It's like yeah, you like when I play this Phrygian, for example. Yeah, one time I do. The other time I would maybe do, or yeah, these are all in a way like variations which I can just make at the spot. I mean, also it depends on which mood I am, and so it's not like a fixed thing. It's not like you write down a Chalan and then you learn that by heart and play that exactly like that. I mean, there are of course like very good Chalans and maybe not so good Chalans. But yeah, as I said, it's more like if you really understand the raga, the mood, and all the movements, and you have learned like certain compositions, certain amount of compositions by heart, you are really into that. You are into that, and you can just improvise that on the spot. Just to show the mood, to play the characteristic movements, and to give like one kind of a miniature but very characteristic and strong picture of the raga. All right, I hope that was interesting for you. I mean, it's really I really like this idea of not saying, okay, like E Phrygian, these are the notes, and then okay, that's a scale, so I just go and improvise with that, and that's E Phrygian. But to go more deeper and really try to find a very musical way how you use the different notes to really give a very strong mood. And this is like composing, it's like really about really going more deep into the whole thing, and then to take this Chalan, this a chance to really this concept, to really try to find like a very condensed version of that mood, so that you take a few notes, 2, 3, or just one maybe phrase, and you're in that mood. Yeah. And all the different, I mean, what we talked about, the different moods, the different times, the vadi, samvadi, arohan, avarohan, tat, of course, vadi, somebody, all these concepts, they can really support this this process of finding this essential outline of a certain scale mood. Yeah, so really really take those concepts we talked about and really think about them. Really think about, okay, what is my most important note? I mean, for like church modes, you really have a characteristic pitch assigned. It's like always there, but it's a different concept actually. And also, by the way, when you go back to the where I introduced all the church modes, I also in the third lesson, I think, of church modes, I also had, like, for every mode, for every church mode, I had also composed a very short, like, melody. Of course, it's with tempo. It's really like a very, very short composition. But that was also the attempt to use all the notes of the scale, but in a way that it's really like also the mood and the characteristic movements of that mode to really make that thing alive. All right, I hope you understood what I'm talking about here, and if you have questions or just don't really get it, what's the whole thing about here, especially if you're not interested in really playing raga music, then leave your comments down in the comment field, and I would be really happy to hear from you. And maybe I also can put out make another video on a topic, or maybe there's a question which or a thing where I didn't thought about, or maybe I explained something in a very bad way so nobody really can understand that. So let me know. All right, that's it for that lesson. Thanks for watching. By the way, you can also donate to support this channel. Of course, also the PDF file, when you download that, supports this channel, but you can also donate by clicking on the link down in the description to my website. There's a button where you can donate. So that's it for today, for this lesson. Thanks for watching. My name is Huub Hildenbrand.